Welcome back sa ating channel. Naging mainit nga na usapin sa mundo ng social media. Hindi na nga nakapagtimpi itong si Kong Rodante Marcoleta at muling nagsalita nga at binatikos ang mga bias na mambabatas. Dito nga natin makikita, kilala nga natin si Kong Rodante Marcoleta na hindi nga ito nagsasalita na walang pruweba at mga ebidensya. Ngayon nga ay mas lalong nagkainitan si Kong Rodante Marcoleta at kung akop sa lower house. Dito nga raw natin mapapatunayan na sino nga ba talaga ang bias na mambabatas. Kilala natin noon si Kong Akop na talagang pinaglalaban niya ang mahihirap. Ayon nga kay Kong Akop, kung bakit nga ba nagkakaganito ang lower house kay Kong Rodante Marcoleta ay sana ay magkaroon tayo ng patas na paglilitis at hindi natin kinakampihan dahil tumanggap lang tayo ng mga salapi galing sa kanila. Kang kay Alice Guo ay kinasuhan at sinampaan nyo agad. Bakit dito sa mataas na opisyalis na ito ay hindi nyo kayang parusahan agad at sampahan ng kaso nang may ebidensya naman na hawak? Ito nga ang matinding banat ni Kong Rodante Marcoleta. Nagkakaroon na nga ba talaga ng bias na paglilitis sa loob mismo ng lower house at hindi lang sa upper house? Ito nga ang nakakalungkot na katotohanan. Kaya naman banat ng maraming netizen na i-push lamang ni Kong Rodante Marcoleta ang katotohanan at magkaroon tayo ng patas na paglilitis para hindi naman bias at nababayaran ang batas ng Pilipinas. Panoorin nga natin ang buong video. At kung bago ka pa lamang sa akin channel, huwag kalimutan i-click ang subscribe button at notification bell para lagi kang updated sa ating mga bagong video. At para sa solid viewers natin dyan, maraming salamat sa walang sawang pagsuporta.
Logical reason for Mr. Santos to appear before the Sangguniang Bayan para idepensa po kayo. Maliban lang kung kayo magkamag-anak na hindi magkaaway. Maliban lang kung kayo magkumpare ang dikit. Or maliban lang kung inutusan po niyo siya. Marami pong salamat, Mr. Chair.
Thank you for the administration, Congressman Akop. Kong Dante, is it related to the contempt order?
Just a rejoinder. I'm not convinced with the explanation of the mayor. Dito pa lamang po sa calendar of business.
Kahit sino po sa inyo, magsasalita po ba kayo idepensa yung mayor ninyo na walang utos? Kung hindi kayo magkamag-anak, kung hindi kayo magkumpare, magkaibigan? Ano ang dahilan ni Mr. Santos para magsalita doon sa harapan ng konseho? Mr. Mayor, could you please answer that?
Kasi po, si Mr. Santos ay...
Maiintindihan ko sana, Mayor, kung siya'y haharap para sirain ka o maging witness laban sa iyo. Pero yun, dinidepensa ka eh.
Again, Mayor Punsalan wrote the Sangguniang Panlalawigan at ipinakilala niya si Loreto Santos, Mayor's Chief of Staff. Sir Ombudsman, ito lahat ang mga dokumentong nagpapatunay na kahit hindi siya sinertify pa ng HRMO na hindi nga sa kawani ng Sangguniang Panlalawigan, ngunit lahat ng mga dokumentong ito, nagtaglay siya ng kapangyarihan dahil nga sa kagagawan ni Mayor Punsalan. Pero sana po, Mr. Representative ng Sangguniang Bayan, ma-reconsider po ninyo yung binanggit naming joint resolution because bago po ako pumunta sa napakarami pa pong sasabihin sa inyo sapagkat baka magtagal lamang. Ano po ba yung threshold na hinahanap natin? I remember in the Senate hearing with respect to that Senate resolution involving the mayor of Bamban. Hindi ko po alam kung anong dokumento ang nakakuha nila doon. Pero yung DILG, meron po ba ang DILG rito? Madam Representative from DILG, napakabilis po ninyong umaksyon pagdating sa mayor ng Bamban. I have nothing to do with, I don't know her from Adam. I'm from Tarlac but I don't know the mayor of Bamban. Ang nakikita ko lang, kami po 34 na track na dokumento na ang naiparahayag namin dito. Wala man lang pong gumagalaw sa DILG kung kayo po ay magsasampa ng kaso sa ombudsman. Pero yung mayor ng Bamban, di ko po alam kung ilang dokumento pong ang bilis po ninyo na nag-aksyon. Nasaan po ba yung DILG? Nanggaling doon, napunta rito. Oh. Ano po ba yung threshold, madam?
Good morning po, Mr. Chair and the members of this committee. Sa Bamban po,
Mr. Chair, may I request that the representative of the LG identify herself and the position that she holds at the DILG.
yes po. Good morning po again. I'm Attorney Charmaine Jacqueline Paulino. I'm the Regional Legal Officer of the ILG Region 3, Your Honor. Together with me are the lawyers from the central office, from the legal services. So as regards po sa Bamban, actually po the DILG Regional Office is not really included in the investigation. We just assisted them to makipag-coordinate po with Bamban, but the task force includes the DILG lawyers from the central office, Your Honor. That's why the decision making as to the regional office po, we didn't take part po in the decision as to the filing of the case. It is the central office, Your Honor po.
Nasaan po yung taga-central office? Legal.
Please, occupy the seat.
Good morning po, Your Honor, Mr. Chair. I'm Attorney Leo Mingito from Legal Services of DILG. With regard po sa...
Sandali po. Have you taken your oath, attorney?
Not yet, Your Honor.
Please, Comsec, please administer the oath.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth for this committee. So help you God.
Thank you, Comsec. Please proceed, attorney.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yes po. Sir, with regard po dun sa Bamban po, nag-create po kasi po ng task force doon. So yung task force po yung binigyan po ng ng duty para po mag-investigate and para po mag-file po ng case sa ombudsman kapag po nakapag-build up po ng case. So with regard po sa San Simon, sir, as of now po, as far as I know din po.
Teka muna, attorney. Ano ba yung threshold? Kasi nag-create pa lang kayo ng task force. Pero nakapag-initiate na kayo, nakapag-file na kayo agad ng case sa ombudsman. You will realize that this committee has been conducting meetings. Pangilan na ito, Mr. Chair? Pang-anim na ito. And the committee meetings speak volumes of documents proving the irregularity, massive irregularity in all respects.
I agree po.
Pero
sir.
wala. Ang bilis-bilis kay Alice Go.
Yes, sir.
I'm saying, hindi ko po kilala yun. Ano yung threshold? Meron po bang selective dito na if I say speaks volume, totoo ito.
I agree po.
Bakit wala man lang? I will direct you to siguro ganito na lang. In Section 16 of Local Government Code, the grounds for disciplinary actions, an elective local official may be disciplined, suspended, or removed from office on any of the following grounds. Di ba? Nandito. Dishonesty, abuse of authority, misconduct in office, gross negligence, dereliction of duty. Kung ito hinahanap mo, nandito lahat. Kaya lang, nakalagay din naman kasi rito, such other grounds as may be provided in this code and other laws. An elective local official may be removed from office on the grounds enumerated above by order of the court. So paano tayo magkakaroon ng order of the proper court kung hindi naman kayo mag-i-initiate ng case para po sa ganon magkaroon ng visa yung Section 60?
Your Honor, if I may po, with regard po sa department po kasi, we act according po dun sa AO 23-1992, if I'm not mistaken po, Your Honor. Sabi po dun is investigative lang po talaga ang DILG. We have no power po to initiate the a complaint po dun sa OP. So if may magko-complaint po, kami naman po, sumusunod lang po kami dun sa sinasabi ko pong AO.
Sinasabi ba ng Section 60 that DILG is not a party to file a complaint? Sinasabi ba? Maghihintay pa kayo na kung sino yung magpapile?
Wala naman po, sir. Pero yun nga po.
Section 60 is very silent.
Yes, correct po, sir.
On whether or not you will file a case. Kung magpapile kayo, wala naman sinasabing violation dito kung kayo magpapile. Pero
Agree po.
sinasabi namin, despite the fact, this is already the 6th hearing of this committee and obtained several documents already documenting irregularities and violations of existing laws, rules, and regulations. Ito na lang pinag-uusapan natin kay Mr. Santos.
I agree, sir.
They bypass civil service laws and regulations. Can you imagine he will appear in a barangay council, in a panlalawigan, by the mere letter of the mayor, but the mayor will later turn back against him. No, kaya sila na contempt. Kayo po nakikita nyo, naririnig nyo lahat ito ngayon, pero walang kumikibo. Sinabi ba rito na hindi kayo pwedeng mag-initiate ng case against hearing officials?
Wala po, sir.
Wala po, di ba?
Correct, sir.
Kasi sinasabi ko po, ano ang threshold? Bakit si Alice Go, nag-file ka pa? Nag-create ka pa lang ng task force kami. Pang-anim na hearing na po ito. Ganito po Kaya po kami, inimbita namin kayo, with all due respect, as well as the presence of the representative from Ombudsman. I-open po natin yung Kasi po rito sa attorney from the Ombudsman. Dito po kasi sa inyong charter. Sir. Section 25, Republic Act 6770, penalties, paragraph 1 is not applicable kasi presidential decree ito. In paragraph 2, sabi po niya, in other administrative proceedings, the penalty ranging from suspension without pay for 1 year to dismissal. Ito po, from suspension without pay for 1 year to dismissal with forfeiture of benefits or fine ranging from 5,000 pesos to twice the amount malversed illegally taken or blah, blah, blah. Taking into consideration circumstances that mitigate or aggravate the liability of the officer or employee found guilty of the complaint or charges. Can you please enlighten the committee to attorney?
Before Attorney Fernandez will answer the query of Congressman Marcoleta, let me acknowledge the presence of Congressman Busita, representing One Rider Party List. Thank you for coming, sir. Please proceed, Attorney.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. It means, Your Honor, that the Ombudsman is the administrative disciplinary authority over public officials and may impose the appropriate penalty as stated in those ranges as authorized by law in accordance with the evidence and the facts of the case, Your Honor.
And it says to dismissal. You can dismiss. Sabi niya, taking into consideration circumstances that mitigate or aggravate the liability of the officer. Ito pong mga nakalap naming ebidensya of irregularity and violations left and right. Don't they constitute aggravating circumstances to merit dismissal of the erring officials of San Simon?
Attorney.
Your Honor, without prejudging the case and without preempting the appropriate office who will make the eventual resolution of the case, Your Honor, which is the Office of the Deputy Ombudsman for Luzon, it suffices to state that a case may be refiled if there are additional evidence, especially the one that surfaced during this series of hearings that would justify the refiling of the complaint and the revival of the proceedings of the complaint against the subject, Your Honor. It could be that I'm not familiar with the earlier case, not privy, Your Honor, but it could be that the earlier complaint filed by the complainant was found to be insufficient to find the probable cause at that time. But with the surfacing of the new pieces of evidence, it could be that it could justify the refiling of the complaint, since a resolution or decision of the Ombudsman in preliminary investigation cases does not have the effect of a double jeopardy. So it may be refiled with the pieces of evidence now discovered and unearthed, Your Honor.
Thank you for the answer, Mr. Chair. I'm not only referring, of course, to the earlier joint resolution that we tackled earlier, but I am hoping that the officer of the DILG will be serious enough to file the appropriate complaints based on the evidence we have gathered so far after 6 hearings of this committee, so that paragraph 2 of section 5 of the Ombudsman Charter will apply. Sayang naman ito.
Mr. Chair, if I may add po, dun po sa nabanggit ko po na AO number 23 series of 1992, under dun po sa Rule 3, Section 1, actually you are correct po, sir, that the OP through the DILG may initiate po the proper complaint. So in connection with this, I will relay po dun po sa proper officials to initiate po the proper complaint po sa mga erring officials po ng San Simon, sir.
So the committee expects the commitment taken by the representative from the DILG, Mr. Chair.
DILG.
Yes, sir.
Especially, I would like to manifest also in relation to the aggravating circumstances that we made mention. The mayor of San Simon has been preventively suspended several times. Iba preventive pagkatapos yung final verdict 6 months. I think dalawa na po yung suspension niya for 6 months. And yesterday, another preventive suspension was meted out by the Sangguniang Panlalawigan. What are we waiting for? Gusto po niyo umabot ng limang suspension?
This is duly noted for Your Honor.
Doon po sa unang suspension niya, it involved the anomalous purchase of lands in connection with the expansion of the Municipal Hall of San Simon, Pampanga. The Ombudsman appreciated the report, although medyo nabawasan lang ng konti yung it was simple negligence yata imbes na grave whatever. Grave abuse, parang simple lang ang na-appreciate ng Ombudsman. We do not contest that because just the same, the Ombudsman meted out a 6-month suspension sa mayor. Pero we would like to take advantage of the presence of the Ombudsman. Despite the absence of a valid contract as basis for the payment, the municipality of San Simon, represented by Mayor Punsalan, disbursed the amount of 35 million to one Gian Jebilin on February 14, 2020, and another 10,007,200 pesos on the same date under a separate voucher for a total of 45,007,200 pesos. During the hearing, the officials of San Simon admitted that the expansion plan of the municipal hall was not included in the approved comprehensive plan of the LGU. They also admitted that it was not in the comprehensive land use plan or CLUP. The last subject matter of the anomalous sale are subject of a petition dated November 11, 2005 in the RTC of Macabebe, Pampanga, docketed as SP Special Proceedings number 05-0534M. Gian Jebilim does not appear as one of the heirs of Artemio Reyes Sr., the registered owner of the subject lots in the latter's last will and testament. The probate court appointed engineer Artemio Reyes Jr. and Grace Marie Reyes Gonzalez as joint administrator of the estate of decedent Reyes. The COA already issued a notice of disallowance of this anomalous transaction. Mamaya po itatanong natin sa COA, what happened with the appeal of Mayor Punsalan to your notice of disallowance? Prior to signing of the vouchers relative to the purchase of the lots, subject matter of resolution number 20-06, the municipal budget officer, municipal accountant, and the municipal treasurer notified Mayor Punsalan in their letter dated February 13, 2020 of the reservation pursuant to Section 106 of Presidential 1445. Santos na magsalita at sinasabi niya, karapatan naman ni Mayor na mag-represent ng kung sino yung gusto niya na magsalita para sa kanya to clear the air. Ang sabi pa nga niya, taal, hindi pinatubo. Nandito nga eh.
Opo.
Ganun ba siya kalakas ang loob na manghimasok sa gawain ng Sangguniang Bayan kung hindi siya pinaspasan ni Mayor? Konsyal?
Hindi ko po alam yon. Pero po yung practice namin po sa Sanggunian, yung other matters po, pag may bisita po or gusto pong magano sa Joseo, binibigyan namin pong pagkakataon na makapagsalita po.
Pero ang sinasabi niya, magsasalita siya in representation of the mayor. Yun yung pinag-uusapan natin.
Opo.
Ngayon, sinasabi kasi ni Mayor na hindi niya inutusan.
Yun po, hindi ko na.
Naniniwala ka ba na hindi siya inutusan ni Mayor sa kabila ng lakas ng loob niya na mag-appear sa inyong Sangguniang Bayan regular meeting? Sino ba siya? Kung hindi siya inutusan ni Mayor, bakit naman kayo pumayag na magsalita siya ng ilang... Ang haba na pinagsasabi niya rito, siniraan yung Vice Mayor at pinuri naman si Mayor Punsalan. Kung hindi siya inutusan, ganun ba siya, ganun kalakas ang loob?
Hindi ko na po alam yun, Your Honor.
O, pero kami alam namin. Kaya tama lamang po yung motion kanina ng aking kasama rito sapagkat exasperated na kami rito eh. Takipan na ng takipan. Mr. Chair, hindi lamang po kasi yun eh. Hindi lamang yung pag-appear ni Mr. Loreto Santos sa inyong Sangguniang Bayan regular meeting, nag-attend pa siya doon sa Committee on Land Use, Zoning, Housing and Urban Development held on August 14, 2020 sa special session sa session hall ng Capitol Building sa San Fernando. Ito po, Mr. Chair, sa first page pa lang nitong minutes ng meeting, nandiyan naman si Honorable Ananias Canlas Jr., siguradong alam niyo ito. Isa po sa presente dito, present kanya, Loret Santos, Mayor's Chief of Staff. Ito po, minutes po ito eh. Do you deny this, Mr. Loret Santos, na nag-appear ka doon sa meeting ng Committee on Land Use, Zoning, Housing and Urban Development? August 14, 2020. Do you deny this?
No, Mr. Chair.
Okay. So dito po, ang representasyon niya, Mr. Chair, Mr. Loret Santos, Mayor's Chief of Staff. Nakita mo naman. O, pagkatapos, ang sabi in-acknowledge naman ni Honorable Canlas, ang sabi rito, among others, before I continue, I would like to acknowledge the presence of the following. Mr. Carl Bareng, Local Legislative Staff of San Simon, the Honorable George M. Carino, former Mayor Councilor and now Secretary of the Sanggunian of the Municipality of San Simon, and the Honorable Romanuel Santos, Municipal Councilor, and Mr. Loret Santos, Chief of Staff of the Honorable Mayor Punsalan of the Municipality of San Simon. Bakit ka nag-represent na naman na ikaw ay Chief of Staff?
Mr. Chair, hindi ko po alam na meron pong ganung, nandun na po kasi ako eh, no? Na
ito na naman, kaya dapat ka lang makulong eh. Lahat ng kasinungalingan, gusto mo nang ibenta sa amin. Hindi mo maibebenta lahat sa amin yan. Okay? Hindi kami tanga rito. At huwag mo kaming gagawing loko-loko rito. Nakakapikon na talaga eh. Ito, tingnan mo Mr. Chair. Dito sa isang pahina, the Honorable Canlas repeatedly asked Councilor Santos whether the certified copy of the deed of sale was presented before the ratification ordinance. Walang definite answer. Dito po maliwanag na yung deed of sale and titles were shown through cellphone and were alleged. Nandito po, wala si acting mayor, ano? Ang sabi po kasi nila, when they, nung pinag-uusapan nila yung ratification ordinance in regard to the sale of those lots allegedly to expand the municipal hall of San Simon, nandun na raw yung kopya ng deed of sale. Ang totoo nun, Mr. Chair, wala. Sapagkat pictures of the deed of sale and titles were taken or shown through cellphone ni Romanuel Santos, allegedly taken before the session, February 20, but the photo indicated in the cellphone was taken on March 2 at 4:21 p.m. Nakita po, nasa minutes po eh. Ito sa minutes. Pictures of deed of sale and titles were shown through cellphone. It was taken before the session, February 20, as stated. May picture March 2 at 4:21 p.m. Sa mga tweet, kung February 20 ang ordinance ratification Nakuha lamang ni Vice Mayor Romanuel Santos March 2. Wala pa talaga. Ngayon, ang pinag-uusapan natin dito, Mr. Santos, sabi mo rito,
dito nga natin makikita ang katapangan nga ni Kong Rodante Marcoleta na talagang harapin ang katotohanan at ang tayong kahilingan rin naman ng maraming netizen na magkaroon lamang ng patas na paglilitis para naman hindi bias ang mga nasasakupan at hindi tayo maging bobo sa harap ng mga netizen at sa ibang bansa. Kung kayo ang tatanungin mga kaibigan, ano ang inyong mga opinyon? Just comment below sa ating comment section at ating pag-uusapan.